Okay, so today we are really stripping down the supply chain. We're diving right into what feels like the heart of clean beauty.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about vetting that manufacturer,
Yeah,
the one who's basically going to, well, make or break your organic private label skincare line.
exactly. Make or break.
And it's more than just, a sourcing task.
Yeah.
The real goal here, it's critical, is speeding up your time to market.
Right. But without sacrificing anything.
Precisely. You have to preserve that product integrity and, maybe most importantly, keep that consumer trust. So the sources we're looking at today, they give us a kind of strategic blueprint.
A blueprint for vetting. Okay.
Yeah, for vetting potential partners, looking at formulation, sourcing, processing, even packaging capabilities, and crucially, verifying their organic credentials.
Okay, but before we even get into the weeds of like formulation chemistry, our blueprint suggests there are a couple of big things, non-negotiables you have to sort out first. First one seems to be aligning your organic standard with your actual market goal. Are you shooting for USDA organic or maybe the wider reach of Cosmos?
That choice is fundamental. It really shapes your whole investment strategy.
And I guess that choice has to link directly to where you actually plan to sell.
Oh, absolutely. Understanding the regulations in the US, the EU, the UK, that's not just nice to have. It's basic risk management.
So your partner has to have the right certifications for your target regions.
Or you're just setting yourself up for problems down the road.
And it's not just about the physical product anymore, is it? There's this whole digital trust aspect too.
It's a huge shift.
So the vetting, it also has to dig into how the manufacturer handles customer data privacy. And like ensuring customers have clear choices, that whole do not sell or share my personal information thing.
Yes, exactly. It's a newer layer,
Yeah.
but it's essential due diligence now. It's all part of integrated risk management.
What's really interesting, I think, is how this consumer demand, for sustainability and transparency, it's basically flipped the whole audit process on its head.
It really has. Those things aren't just like optional extras anymore. Our sources are clear. They're now core buying criteria for big retailers and for end consumers.
Which changes the whole game for vendor audits. You're not just checking for safety data sheets.
No way. You're verifying how they back up every single claim, how they manage labeling consistently, especially if they have multiple product lines.
And knowing which standards, say, your target retailer actually recognizes and trusts.
That's the insight that helps you plan your certification spending wisely. You don't want to invest in a certification that doesn't open doors for you.
Right. Makes sense.
And thinking about the product itself, the packaging, it's way more than just a bottle now. It's a whole sustainability statement.
We're seeing that everywhere.
Yeah, mandates for recyclable or refillable options are becoming common. Brands are pushing for plant-based materials, recycled content.
And manufacturers are expected to track their carbon footprint. Seriously. Seriously. And provide end-to-end traceability. We're talking from the field where the raw material grew, all the way to the finished item on the shelf.
Wow, that level of traceability.
Yeah.
It's basically a ticket to play now, isn't it?
It's becoming a competitive must-have. Retailers are demanding full certificates of analysis COAs for every single batch.
Every batch.
Every batch, showing clear origin details for the key active ingredients. If you can't produce that documentation, you hit a major roadblock for distribution.
That standard of proof is incredibly high.
It is, and it's driving some really powerful innovation in formulation. You see the big push towards clean beauty, vegan, fragrance-free. That's clear.
Okay.
But the sources point to something specific as a key differentiator right now. Fermentation-derived actives.
Fermentation-derived actives. Okay, unpack that a bit. Why are they such a big deal?
Well, think of it as solving the clean beauty paradox, right? You want natural, but natural often means unstable or needs strong preservatives.
Fermentation lets you boost ingredient stability and performance without relying heavily on synthetic stabilizers. It's this really elegant blend of nature and precise lab work.
Ah, I see. Like getting the best of both worlds.
Exactly. But it requires suppliers who are meticulous about documenting origins, harvest methods, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, so that kind of technical demand, needing complex sourcing, these novel actives, it brings us straight back to the bedrock, doesn't it? Quality assurance.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because if you can't consistently deliver on those fancy claims and ingredients, none of it matters.
So where does the vetting absolutely have to start? What's the first hurdle?
Compliance,
Yeah.
pure and simple. Before you talk about anything else, you screen for GMP compliance. And for cosmetics, that specifically means ISO 22716.
ISO 22716, that's the global standard.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Good manufacturing practices for cosmetics. It's the baseline.
But just having the certificate isn't enough, right? You need to see proof of their internal processes.
Oh, definitely. You need proof. The facility undergoes regular third-party audits. And this is key, that they have documented actionable corrective actions for any issues they found.
So transparency about problems is actually a good sign.
It shows discipline. A trustworthy partner doesn't hide things. They show you how they fix them. Robust remediation discipline, that's what you want to see.
Okay. And how do you specifically verify their organic handling capability? Because I imagine a general GMP facility might have issues like cross-contamination risks.
That's a critical point. Organic handling often needs segregated lines, specific cleaning protocols. It's different.
So you have to check the scope.
Precisely. Can they actually handle organic ingredients consistently, sourcing them, processing them, formulating with them batch after batch without compromising that organic integrity?
And maintain quality.
And maintain quality. That integration of organic-specific procedures within the overall GMP framework, it's rarer than you'd think, and totally essential.
And this ties into transparency again, like confirming COAs for every batch, knowing how they manage allergens in the facility.
All part of the same rigorous checking process.
Yep.
You need that level of detail.
There's a quote from the sources, an industry QA perspective that sums this up well, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It says, a rigorous supplier vetting process isn't about finding perfect partners. It's about identifying those who demonstrate consistent QA discipline, proactive risk management, and transparent communication when issues arise.
That nails it. It shifts the focus from expecting perfection, which is unrealistic, to looking for consistent discipline and honesty.
Okay, so once you've confirmed that QA discipline is there, what's next? The quality control side.
Exactly. You need to establish the QC backbone early on. Stability testing, microbial testing, these have to be defined and agreed upon. Will they do it in-house? Use an external lab.
And the stability tests need to mimic real life, right?
They must.
No.
They have to reflect typical consumer usage and, crucially, the final packaging you intend to use. That ensures your shelf life claims actually hold up.
And what about changes? Like if you need to tweak a formula slightly or change a raw material supplier.
That's where robust change control processes come in. It's often overlooked when you're rushing to launch, but it's vital.
You need a documented system.
Yes, a system to manage those adjustments without messing up the product's safety or performance. Plus, routine QC checks things like pH, viscosity, color, odor. They need to be done, documented, and traceable for every single batch.
That detail about packaging affecting the chemistry is fascinating. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk practical realities. Launching, logistics, economics.
And the big one you mentioned, total cost of ownership. Probably the single most common oversight in manufacturing deals.
You really hit the nail on the head there. So many brands get fixated just on the unit price.
They do. But the sources really hammer this home. TCO, total cost of ownership, is what truly dictates your long-term profitability.
Not just the price per bottle.
Not at all. TCO includes all those hidden costs that can, sneak up on you. We're talking about product shrinkage, waste during production, the potential cost of rework if you scale up too fast.
Unexpected setup fees, maybe reformulation charges.
All of that. Getting full transparency on all those potential costs is way more important than just shaving a few cents off the unit price.
Okay, so beyond the money, what about timelines and MOQs, minimum order quantities?
Huge variability there. It really depends on the type of partner. You've got boutique labs, great for smaller brands.
Lower MOQs, faster turnaround.
Generally, yes. Ideal for testing new ideas or doing limited edition runs. But if your goal is mass market, hitting major retail shelves,
you need a different beast entirely.
You need a partner built for large, consistent runs, someone with sophisticated supply chain planning.
Yeah.
You absolutely have to map out the entire timeline up front.
Which includes?
Everything. Concept validation, potentially multiple formulation iterations, stability testing, which takes time packaging, design, and sourcing, label reviews, regulatory submissions. It all adds up.
Talking about packaging again. It feels like a minefield sometimes. Trying to figure out what's truly sustainable, what's recyclable.
It is complex. But good manufacturers should be doing a lot of that homework for you now.
So the decisions are layered.
Definitely. It's not just, is this bottle compatible with my formula? Oh, that's crucial evaluating. Glass, PET, maybe newer plant-based plastics.
Right. Stability first.
Stability first.
Right.
But then you layer on the sustainable goals. Can we reduce packaging weight? Is there a viable refill program we can implement? Does this material choice actually align with our brand story about sustainability?
It all has to connect.
It all has to connect.
Okay, with all this complexity sourcing, QA, logistics, TCO, how do you actually protect your brand? What does a solid risk management framework look like here?
Good question. Means thinking ahead. Formalizing supplier diversification. Maybe not putting all your eggs in one basket, especially for key ingredients or components.
Having backup plans.
Exactly. Ironclad contingency plans for supply disruptions, which, let's face it, happen.
Yeah.
And then the contractual side is critical.
Like liability insurance.
Making sure your manufacturing partner carries appropriate liability coverage, absolutely. And ensuring your contract shields your brand through specific indemnification clauses. You need that legal protection.
This feels like a lot to juggle when choosing a partner.
It is, which is why synthesizing all this information is helpful. The source material actually breaks it down into 3 main manufacturer archetypes.
Okay, like profiles.
Sort of. It helps you map your own strategy. Are you prioritizing speed, scale, deep sustainability against a partner's natural strengths, and, importantly, their trade-offs?
Okay, let's walk through them. Archetype A, the big global GMP-focused manufacturer. Sounds like the go-to for brands planning rapid growth.
Generally, yes. Their big strength is predictable consistency. They usually have broad certifications like Cosmos or EcoCert and really deep regulatory knowledge across regions.
So reliable and scalable, what's the downside?
The trade-offs are typically higher MOQs. You need to commit to larger volumes and longer lead times usually. They have complex schedules.
But the total cost of ownership might actually be lower long-term.
Often, yes. Because their processes are so robust, you tend to have fewer manufacturing errors, less waste, fewer costly reformulations, and their recall readiness is usually very strong. Predictability saves money.
Okay. Then archetype B, the boutique lab. The one focused on low MOQs and customization. Sounds like the startup dream.
It can be. They really excel at speed and flexibility.
Yeah.
Perfect if you're launching limited editions, testing concepts, or need highly customized formulas.
Lower MOQs, faster development. Sounds great. What's the catch?
The potential trade-off is often in the depth of their supply chain data. They might be super transparent about the formulation itself, but that deep, granular traceability back to the raw material source, the kind major retailers increasingly demand, might not be fully built into their systems yet.
So you might need backup plans as you scale up your product line.
Exactly. As your SKU count grows and distribution widens, you'll need strong contingency planning for potential supply chain data gaps or disruptions.
Right. And finally, archetype C, the sustainability first lab. The one with super strict traceability. This sounds like the partner built for where the industry is heading.
You could say that. Their entire QA system is often built around ethical sourcing and environmental responsibility. They usually prioritize standards like EcoCert or Cosmos right from the start.
And they likely push for eco-friendly packaging.
Absolutely. Refillable options, recycled content, innovative green materials, that's often their focus. This offers really strong brand differentiation.
What are the trade-offs there? Still MOQs and lead times?
Typically, yes. MOQs tend to be moderate to higher, maybe not as high as the global giants, but higher than the boutiques. And lead times can sometimes be longer, especially if you're using highly specialized, truly innovative green materials that might have their own supply chain complexities.
But the value is that alignment with sustainability goals and strong reporting.
Precisely. It offers potentially stronger brand differentiation and makes sustainability reporting much more straightforward and credible.
Wow. Okay, this has been incredibly clarifying. It really boils down to aligning your brand's specific goals, whether that's hitting the market fast, scaling up massively, or leading with deep sustainability with the inherent strengths and the documented capabilities of the manufacturer you choose.
That's it, exactly. That whole rigorous vetting framework we talked about, from checking ISO 22716 compliance right at the start to demanding a full TCO analysis, not just a unit price. That whole process is the mechanism. It's what determines if you can actually scale up responsibly, maintain that crucial organic integrity, and ultimately earn and keep consumer trust.
So a final thought then for you listening to maybe chew on.
Okay.
Given that retailers and consumers are now demanding this incredibly granular batch-level documentation, the COAs, everything, how will this increasing need for total end-to-end traceability, tracking everything from, say, specific harvest methods for an ingredient all the way to the recycled content in your packaging cap, how will that fundamentally change how your brand tells its story and builds trust with customers in the future?
That's definitely something crucial to think about before you sign on that dotted line for your next manufacturing partner.
Indeed. We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.